it is, surprise, the end of the year.
Here we are. We are currently straddling 2020 and 2021.
Ooh, I like that. I can barely get into a straddle anymore. Speaking of what 2020 has done to me, my body, my hips are tight. I've been sitting all week. This body is creaky. But I am bound and determined to be more limber in 2021.
One of my goals for 2020, once the quarantine started, was I'm going to get into a split. And I don't mean no fucking jazz split. I mean a split. You know what I...
Wait, is a jazz split where your legs go front and back?
Well, a jazz split is like, it's like a regular split, but your knees are bent. So you're not like...
Oh, that's not a split.
You're like,
that's not a split.
Your crotch isn't touching the ground the way like a split is.
No.
So I am disappointed in myself. I also do not feel limber. So it's a goal for the new year. I just walked 6 miles and I actually feel terrible. So
you're going to take a nap. It's going to be better. It's going to be better tomorrow.
I'm drinking some tea out of my Starlight Express original cast album mug. Thank you to you for my 30th birthday, I think.
You're so welcome. Felt very important that you drank out of that. And I am drinking a single shot of vodka with a single ice cube. This is, I think, the preferred drink of Stephen Sondheim when he's working. And so I consider myself in that same category, obviously. And that is the drink that I bring to our work sessions.
Well, hello and welcome to a very special mini episode of You Might Know Her From.
With Damian and Anne.
Of course, I am Damian. My joints are aching.
Of course, my name is Anne, and my shoulder's been dislocated 3 times this week.
So does Hannah just pop it back in, or do you do it yourself?
Yeah. I go, ooh, 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 and then I just shove it back in.
Oh, boy.
It's a real wild ride. I didn't even tell you this. I literally didn't even tell you this. This is the body talk. My left index finger has felt swollen and in pain all week. Who knows why? I stopped using my phone with my left hand. It is like hot. Is this arthritis? Like, what do I do with it? I did soak it in warm water. That helped. But this is new. This is what I'm saying. With each week that passes, there is a new ailment that comes upon me. Who knows what 2021 will bring? Hopefully gout.
Hopefully scurvy.
I eat a lot of oranges, but I think gout is from too much salt.
Galt McDermott.
Don't bring him into this.
Are you into the human comedy? Do you have a soft spot for it?
I do, because it was performed at Marymount Manhattan College, where we both went to school, but we didn't know each other.
I did not graduate.
I know that Galt McDermott, he just died this year, I think. Did he die this year? Last year?
I think like 5 years ago, but yes, he died semi-recently. He's
for sure dead, but he was the creator of the musical. He also wrote Hair. Is that right?
Hair.
Yeah. He wrote Hair, and so he came to the school and like did, I don't know, a workshop. It was directed by maybe Marcia Milgrom Dodge. I'm not really sure. I wasn't in it. I didn't audition. I was too scared. Did I ever tell you this?
Tell me.
I auditioned. Let me just tell. Okay. First of all, Damian and I have entered this episode saying that we were going to surprise each other with things. So I don't know if this is a surprise. This is not the surprise that I had intended, but I just wanted to tell you that I auditioned for like the student production of Company that Marymount Manhattan College was doing our freshman year. And I loved Company.
Our great friend of the show, Aaron, played Bobby.
Yeah, he was Bobby, and I was so excited because I thought, like, I know this show really well. I can come in and do it, but I was very scared to do musical theater. I came in wearing my grandfather's overalls to the audition, and I sang I'm Still Here from Follies.
That's so sweet.
As a 19-year-old. And they said, thank you so much for coming in, Anne. And then I turned around and never got a call back. Thank you. We're going to bleep his name. I was thinking about things from this year that has been, you know, terrible and awful, dehumanizing, disappointing, horrendous, full of death and destruction and prejudice. What was like one thing that got me through this year? That's what I wanted to bring to you, and I haven't told you yet. And I'm going to tell you the thing that got me through this year was Glenn Close's Instagram.
Oh.
Yes. It's still one of the best things that any celebrity has ever done online. It's the best social media. It's so weird. She posts pictures of her bloody knee. She posted a picture of her sister's bird bath and said, what is this? She was doing like dramatic monologues. She like cried into the camera dramatically about COVID. Like, she has done incredible work. Her lead up to the election, incredible. 10 days to vote, 9 days to vote. She wore a different wig and did a different character each day. No mention of like what the bit was or why. She just did it. She's impeccable online presence.
I love that, and I co-sign it. It was a wonderful, it's like performance art at this point. Because at first, when I first followed her, I was like, oh, did you join this?
Does she get it? Does she know
Oscar
what this
season?
is?
I think you did. It makes me uncomfortable. But then I was like, Oh, I kind of think you're like having fun and doing bits and like revealing and I was like, oh, I love you.
Love her, love it. I do think that that's exactly what happened. She said, oh, fuck it, I didn't get the Oscar. But actually, I kind of like this new medium where I get to explore and do weird shit with my like wig collection.
100%.
What got you through 2020?
It was this show we've talked about on here, but it was just like one of the most special things. I mean, it was really 2019, but it was literally a year to the date, I think, was Work in Progress. It's like the best, one of the best show I watched in the last year. I felt like it was both funny and heartbreaking. I thought it was like the perfect picture of queer people of today. I thought it like nodded to queer elders, but specifically lesbians, which like most television shows don't do. Also had the great Thea Germain, but also like was a way to get like Julia Sweeney on television in a really funny and very us kind of way. So to me, that was the thing that I was like, if you haven't watched Work in Progress yet, folks, please watch it. And if you need to log into Showtime, I will so generously share it with you so that you can get hip to it.
People are not taking Damian up on these things. He has offered up Disney Plus, Showtime, maybe even Stars on this very podcast. He has offered passwords, and I don't think to date he has received a single DM. So I don't know what you're doing. Maybe you all pay for all the things anyway because you're listening to this motherfucking podcast. You probably have all the channels. But yes, the show is great. And we did have Theo on the show. Here's to getting Abby McEnany on the show in 2021.
And Julia Sweeney.
Oh, I would love it.
Let's talk about Let Them All Talk. You watched it. I watched it. We teased last week that we were going to maybe drop something and talk about it. I'm going to say something like I don't have a ton to say. So I'll let you start because it seemed like you had stuff at the tip of your tongue last week.
Well, I told you that I had 2 minutes at top, so I'm looking at the recorder. It's at 10 minutes now. Here we go. I was so excited for this movie. It starred Meryl Streep, Dianne Wiest, and Candice Bergen. They also told me that it starred Lucas Hedges. What they didn't tell me was that he was the motherfucking star of the film. Why advertise it with Meryl Streep's face if he's the star of the fucking film? I was so angry at every turn that I had to deal with Lucas Hedges. I didn't understand the tone. The movie was not for me. Well, I can't say I recommend it except for Candice Bergen and Dianne Wiest get to do some great stuff. And spoiler alert, if you don't want to know how Let Them All Talk ends, fast forward through this part. Damian, give me the sound effect. Meryl Streep's dead body in that bed made me laugh out loud. It made me laugh, and I don't know why. I just laughed, and then Lucas Hedges' terrible reaction to it, I found so distressing. I didn't understand what he was doing.
I thought he was good, but then that moment,
he is good.
But that moment, I thought was like, I was like, what is the choice?
I think that the movie made me feel dumb. Like, am I not getting the tone? Do I not understand what you're going for? I thought this was a movie for me. And then ultimately, like 10 minutes in, I was like, oh, this movie's not for me. What I did love was Dianne Wiest in a threesome. Dianne Wiest is just her voice, just her presence. I thought she looked spectacular. And it was just so great to see her working again. I wanted more. She basically had nothing to do. And Candice Bergen in Fringe had a lot more to do. And I was very into Candice Bergen's performance. So I will recommend it on that. And Meryl Streep had 1 or 2 lines that made me laugh out loud. She looked wonderful as well. It's just like I was exhausted by the whole thing.
Here's what my takeaways were. Yes, Lucas Hedges' film, why? What was that choice in the finale? I also agree, like my favorite parts, as I talked with a pal about, was Dianne Wiest and Candice Bergen like playing board games and like having this sort of like conversation. It was like sort of a motif. I was glad to see Candice Bergen get to do something. I feel like Candice Bergen post Mary Brown hasn't got to do as much as the other 2 women, so I was glad to see her like get a character.
Yeah.
Maybe it would have benefited from a script because I felt like it just didn't.
Yeah.
I wanted more from from all of it. Like I just don't know that I understood the tone either, so I guess we're in the same boat. I will say the thing I was grateful for Dianne Wiest and Candice Bergen, but certainly for Candice Bergen's like getting to do more. And I liked that Meryl Streep was playing an unlikable character. Like to me, that was a great takeaway, was like watching her get to play something that wasn't like, oh, Meryl. It was like, oh God, shut the fuck up. So I liked that. Mm-hmm. I also like take issue with like there being like Gemma Chan and then the man who played a mystery man, I'll say for no spoilers. Right. Like they were like the token people of color. And it was like, oh, right. Because we couldn't cast Sheree Agdashlu to be one of these fucking fancy, regal, beautiful friends. We would have to cast all 3 white women, a white person who plays her nephew, and then let's give these like other supporting characters. Like, yeah. Bless Gemma's hand. Beautiful.
We did 3 minutes. I will say the one thing is the boat was beautiful. It was shot beautifully. I was very impressed with how it looked. It was stunning. It takes place on the Queen Anne. I still don't know the name of the fucking boat. But if you're interested, please watch it. Only just to give those women, the clicks. You know what I mean? I need Dianne Wiest to get more fucking work. I need Candice Bergen to get more work. I need Lucas Hedges to get less work.
We're here. We're bridging 2 weeks where we're going to be off for the holiday season, and we were trying to figure out what do we want to do, and we both love surprises. Which I'm going to say, as I get older, people don't love them or expect them, and I do. Which is to say, I love surprising friends and family with a gift that they didn't ask for, or remembering that they were I always wish that I had X, and then being remembering that and being oh, I have to remember this next year, and getting that for them. To me, I take pride in that, and I think it's because I grew up in a household where it was always we didn't get lots. We weren't spoiled, so then it would be surprises. Be oh, surprise! We're doing this today. We're going to this thing, and it was always supposed to be a sweet way of making the stakes higher for fun things we did.
That's sweet. Yeah, no, I live for surprises. It's very different because my partner does not like surprises at all and wants me to tell her what the present is that I got her weeks before she opens it. I am the exact opposite. I love a surprise. I always have lived for them. And I used to be very into creating these very elaborate surprises where I would roll home to Missouri without telling anyone in my family. And then one time I orchestrated it with my sister's husband where I was able to get dropped. I got to St. Louis Airport. I took a van from St. Louis to my hometown. I had them drop me 2 blocks from my house. I left my suitcases in the yard and I climbed up the steps of the deck and then I shimmied on my stomach below the window of the living room, opened up the deck door, went and through the entry of the back door, and then they were all sitting at the dining room table, and I confirmed this with my sister's husband, and then I rolled in Tom Cruise style and slid into the foyer in front of the dining room. And I have to say it was maybe the finest thing I've ever done in my entire life.
So who was sitting at the dinner table?
My mom, my dad, my sister, her husband, who was helping me orchestrate it, Kane, shout out to Kane, my brother Zach, his wife Haven, and I think maybe Sully, who was my only nephew at the time.
And you were hey.
I slid in Tom Cruise Risky Business style, hey, look who's here. And then the waterworks. Come on, babe. Come on, babe.
Your dad was whoa, man.
Yeah. That was one of the best things I've ever done. I'm very proud of that. But I haven't done one of those massive surprises. And of course, there was no surprise this holiday season since it's COVID. But yeah, I'm like you. I love surprises. So we wanted to bring a surprise to each other this episode. So this is something that I never told you I did. And it was just a moment in time that I thought that we would want to reflect on. And so I'm just going to play it for you.
I have no idea what this is. Obviously.
I'm going to just play it for you over this, and hopefully you will understand immediately what it is. It might require some context, but here we go. I love you. It really took a lot for me to find a surprise for you because I tell you most everything in my life. And I feel
nervous.
Anytime I have something good, I always tell you, or something mortifying or embarrassing. Anyway, I'm proud of myself. Here we go.
But he's leaving, and I need to keep calling her cars, and she needs to find it. You know what I mean?
I know. What if she takes a yellow cab and, we have to call her back for that information, and we pay for it when she arrives? I will stand downstairs with my wallet and pay for it. I don't think that's gonna.
It's gonna be the same thing. She need to find the person. The person.
Oh my god! It's so painful.
Please leave your message for.
Hello, this is Damian. I'm your Lyft driver. My aunt is an older woman. She's waiting for you at Park Avenue. Please do not leave. She is looking for you. If you see her, if you can honk, that would be very helpful. But just please do not leave. We'll pay whatever overage is needed to make sure you stay there. Thank you.
Oh my god, Ian. Oh my god. Okay. So that, of course, is an audio recording of me trying to call the Uber or Lyft driver of one of our... We are trying to get a guest. We're going to keep this anonymous.
Yeah.
Trying to get one of our guests into...
A very esteemed guest of ours, a car.
Yeah. And we were sort of missing Ubers and Lyfts and trying.
The first car was missed. The second car was missed. It was pouring down rain. The third car was missed. Then there was a fourth car that I called. That one finally took.
Yeah, you should have done it from the jump. Oh boy, I feel stressed out just listening to it. Well, what a delight to hear my hello, this is Damian. You're my Lyft driver.
I'll tell you that I have 20 minutes, and because we're keeping the guest anonymous, we couldn't play all of it. But I do have 20 minutes of us coordinating details, trying to figure out how to get this guest to us to finish this interview, because it was very important. Anyway, the point is, we did eventually have this guest, and she was one of our best of all time. So all of the
100%.
I just wanted you to hear it and also know that I recorded that.
I love you so much.
2 years ago, but also that like we go to great lengths to get these women for our audience.
Oh, folks, my face is as red as a tomato. Just I'm back in that place. It's like a sense memory. I feel like I should use that for acting class. No, I'm not in one, but you know. Woo. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you for keeping everything for posterity. I hope you still do it. I feel like the older you get, I get worried that you won't do it as much. I always get like.
I always do this.
Okay, all right. Just never change. Never change.
I couldn't. I'm wearing long johns. This is what my hair looks like. I'm drinking a shot of vodka. This is who I am.
Okay, so Anne, this is for you.
Oh my God.
And it's Nikki Blonsky, and I was just listening to I'm the Lady's Choice. Well, your friend Dee wants to surprise you with this cameo. Wish you a very happy and healthy holiday season from myself, but from Dee as well. She told me that you are very into lesbian pop culture. Well, yay! I mean, I just came out this summer, and Dee wanted me to include my top 5 lesbians. I don't know if I have like a top 5, but you know, Melissa Etheridge is in there, Linda Perry. Oh my gosh, so many amazing women, so many wonderful public figures to look up to in the community. We are blessed. Billie Jean King. I mean, the list goes on for days. So I just wanted to wish you a very happy and healthy holiday season and tell you who some of my favorite people were. So there you go. And maybe sing you a little Welcome to the 60s. Oh, 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 oh. Go and go, go, go. Happy holidays.
I love you. She only named 3. She only named 3, Damian. I look insane. She sounds good. And thank you to my best female friend for gifting me this.
I think that my name must have not been there, and I thought...
No.
I don't know.
It was...
And then choosing pronouns, I chose them for you, not for myself, so...
Got it.
I think to be... But I liked watching, the listeners can't see it, but I liked watching her read my message and then realize that part of the message was like, she was like, I don't know if I have 5. And I was like, right. Prepare.
She got 3. Sometimes our guests only get 2 or 3, and then we cue them a little bit.
Yeah, we force them until they answer and then edit it together.
But you know what? Nikki Blonsky's family now. I love her. She looks good. I'm happy for her. I hope she's well. Whew. I'm going to watch that before I go to bed tonight. We tried Nikki Blonsky, the great Nikki Blonsky, bless you, Damian, for that, for multiple instances, including our first project together, which was a UCB show called So Into It. It did not come to fruition.
What was the show that Nikki Blonsky did off Broadway for like a little bit? And then
recently?
It was in the last 5 years, maybe. Stuffed. I think it was like Lisa Lampanelli's play. It was 2017.
This sounds familiar.
It was 3 years ago. Yeah, she like dropped out during previews. She was the star.
I hope she's well. I hope to have her on the show someday, and you will introduce yourself as Dee, and we will get her to name a full 5 lesbians.
I want you to know that I didn't ask her to wish you a happy and healthy holiday because I figured I would already be. So she just was she just added that in there for you. She sprinkled some of her seasonal cheer in there.
I appreciate it. She sounds good.
I hope she's okay. I want
the best for her.
She was so good in fucking Hairspray.
Spectacular.
Folks, we hope you are having a happy and healthy holiday season. And I think with all of this erratic let them all talk, listening to us book an Uber, talking to Nikki Blonsky.
Don't worry, we had 12 minutes on Saved by the Bell that we edited out of this. We hope that you are happy and healthy and safe. And I know a lot of you are unable to be with family or with friends because of COVID this year. And so we hope that you're staying safe and strong and healthy. We know it's been a motherfucker of a year. I'm going to say an asshole. I think I like motherfucker as a word, but I might start removing it in case of the misogyny. So I'm just looking for new gender neutral curse words. And I think asshole, because everybody's got one, is perfect.
And fucker, because everyone can be one.
Right. So it's been a fucker of a year, and we hope that you are staying as well as you can. We hope that you'll come back and join us in January 2021. It's just around the corner. We miss you. We miss seeing actresses in person. We miss seeing each other in person. And I'm sure that you are all in the same boat. So we love you. We hope you stay healthy and strong, and we'll see you in 2021. You Might Know Her From is produced by Ann Rodeman and Damian Bellino. That's the two of us idiots. We're thankful for you. We hope you're thankful for us. Make sure that you're following us on Twitter and Instagram at Damian Bellino and at Rodeman. That's RODEMANNE.
We want to shout out our consultants at Grumpy Entertainment. Thank you so much to Jason Jude Hill and Daniel Sears. All that editing you also hear is by the wonderful Daniel Sears.
And a special thanks to Gang, one of the greatest bands of all time, for all the music you hear in these episodes. You can find them on iTunes and wherever you listen to music. We love Gang.
Maybe play you little, I'm the lady's choice.
That took me by surprise. I didn't know where it was going.